Roll another one.
I thought you were gonna pause it before strippers showed up.
No. Let's move this a little bit closer.
Oh, a little.
So here we are. Season 4, episode 15
of the Mandalorian.
of the Mandalorian podcast. We're back.
MandoCast.
Nothing really has changed. Has
I
anything changed?
I did have like a hot take I wanted to ask you about, but as soon as you started press record, it just left my head and I can't think of what it was.
That happens to me all the time. I'll be like thinking about things throughout the day, but then when it comes time to talk about it, it doesn't come out.
I had well, this is the Sorry for Party Rocking edition of. I wanted to start with LMFAO.
I think Pop Smoke was the correct choice.
I really forgot. I had a genuine I feel intellectual question I wanted to throw out there. About that's a stupid intellectual question though.
Oh, I was gonna say that's so rare from you, but stupid intellectuality is where you thrive.
Yeah, I do. If you found I am the embodiment of the middle of a Venn diagram of someone who is both raised by the internet, but also has of an above average IQ.
I would say you definitely have an above average IQ, but
it's in weird stuff.
I feel like we weren't really raised by the internet though.
Oh, I think I was. Not dissing my parents.
We were born in the same month of the same year. Change.
No, I feel I definitely I spent a lot of time on the internet. I found a lot of who I am through the internet.
I feel like I was raised by my parents, but I grew who I am because of a lot of it because of influences from the internet.
Yeah, I found myself through the internet. I feel and that's what I mean when I say raised by the internet, because I feel I found my weird niches and my weird quirks because.
So all these rappers were raised by the streets, but you were raised by YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube. Oh man, I went down.
Ask FM.
Yo, stop. That was a kick.
Kick.
Dude, the amount of apps that I went on. First of all, actually, you don't have Apple, so this doesn't apply to you.
No, I'm getting an Apple. I'm getting an iPhone soon.
But the App Store, I haven't been in the App Store in
Yeah, I don't remember
years.
the last time I downloaded a game.
Yeah, I used to constantly be browsing the apps. I went in there the other day. Actually, no, I take that back. I went in there the other day to see what apps were popping, and they're all the apps you get ads for, where it's
AFK Arena.
Yeah, all those are actually popping off, but there's nothing new in the app stores. There's no fun games anymore. Cut the rope or where's my water?
Yeah, games they were
Jetpack
cool,
Joyride.
Yeah, they were cool ideas. They were something that people hadn't done before. But now it's everybody's reached a brick wall and they don't know how to get over it.
Yeah,
get through it. I did play it. I played this one game and I actually bought it. It was called Monument Princess, and it was a puzzle game. And strangely enough, Frank Underwood in House of Cards, which is Kevin Spacey's character, talks about this game and how he really likes this game. But it is a fantastic game.
Is it Hoonie Pop?
It's you know what? You ever heard of Fez before? The game Fez?
No, I just know the fun hat.
It's there's a documentary on it. I don't remember what it was called, but it's one of those games where it's a puzzle game and you're on a cube and it rotates when you want to go do it. It's the same type of game, but it's on your phone. That's the only game. Puzzle games are the only things I'll play on my phone. It's I'm bored and I want my brain to be challenged.
I hate to admit it, but I've re-upped my Candy Crush addiction recently. I'm on level 2000.
Damn.
I've played on and off for years.
I have not.
I had 2048. I've beaten that game a million times. I'm breaking the code. I try to learn chess.
How'd that go?
I mean, I'm still learning, but it's fun. It's difficult. Once you actually learn, it's knowing how. I thought I know how to play chess before, and I was I know how the pieces move. But the actual intricacies of chess are just leagues and bounds above what I can think about in that very moment beforehand. I was usually I'll think 2 moves ahead, and they're you should always be 5 moves ahead. I'm how?
There's a lot of thinking, I guess.
Yeah, you have to. The fact that computers can run chess is just actually is insane to me. Because
what do you mean?
There's parts of chess where you have to sacrifice pieces that don't make sense to throw off your opponent, and it will lead you to sometimes you can run different strategies where it's you sacrifice a knight, but since you sacrifice a knight, like, oh, it's such a valuable piece. They only see sacrificing the knight, so your opponent will take that. But in reality, you've won the game because you've already have something else set up behind the scenes. But like, for a computer that has to have like binary code of the idea of like different point values per piece. And like, oh, you would never sacrifice a knight even for the greater good because it has a higher point value. But the computer.
Did we talk about this the last podcast?
We've talked about this before. I've talked about Big Blue before. I think Deep Blue. Deep Blue is the name of the first chess playing computer. I know. See, again, raised by the internet. I would not know that unless I watched a 2-hour documentary.
I don't think you're being raised by the internet when you're 20 years old, though.
I'm always being raised. I'm always being elevated.
You're just perpetually a child, a man-child.
You're perpetually aging. Jake Carey.
Groundbreaking scientific breakthrough.
I consider myself the next Einstein.
Yes, Einstein.
Who do you think the next Einstein is?
A lot of people would say Elon Musk. I would say Tom Steyer.
Yeah, see, I don't know who Tom Steyer is.
Oh, all right, went right over your head. He was one of the people that ran independent for the auction.
I don't go that deep into politics. It's too much like effort.
You don't
like,
stand Steyer?
No, because like I could like look up politics or like useful information, or I can go down a rabbit hole about like Kirby lore. Kirby lore is wild and out. Like Kirby has like destroyed like several universes. Like has the power to destroy stuff. Like in the current stance of where Kirby is in like his like storytelling arc, he is both the hero and the villain.
How?
Like he's like reincarnated in the future and goes back in time as the villain.
But why?
But he still beats him, so he can beat himself, who's also the most powerful being in the. It's like JoJo levels of confusion when it comes to like,
interesting
lore. It is like, but you only know the lore like on the surface level. It's like a kid's game, but if you read like the pause screens, that's what gives way to it. I watched like a 45-minute video on it the other day. Now I see that's way better than talking politics. Like now you know Kirby lore.
Well, I don't know about that.
I feel like I'm perpetually trying to put myself into like the mindset of like someone who's just like in 1984 but doesn't realize it's going on.
I think that's the most efficient form of 1984 is where, well, that's kind of what they were saying, right? Was that, and I mean, I don't, I'm not gonna let this conversation get too far, but like the idea that like you kind of just go about and do whatever you want and just like do whatever drugs you want. Like you're just drinking all the time, whatever. And when something happens and the government says something about it, everybody like does that thing. So not that I'm saying like the government is 1984 and it's creating COVID and we're all just wearing masks because that's
why would you put that out there? Because that's what you're trying to say. It's like
but
I'm not saying this as something completely
unrelated. I'm not saying this specific
but
thing. That's my actual. But I think it would be. We're not far from that point. I mean, China's already at that point. That's the scary.
But like sometimes
I would love to talk to somebody. To talk to like a group of people that live in China and they've always lived in China and like get their opinion on the government.
See, sometimes like I
like
wouldn't
their
want
honest
that,
opinion.
which is really weird because like as someone who, like sometimes I like, I loathe having cautiousness. Like I wish to be just an autonomous like I have one task, I get it done, and then I'm happy. Like animals, just like their main goal is to reproduce. Once they reproduce, they die and they're done. I
mean, that's our main goal, yeah.
Yeah, but like we have a lot more of a conscious mind of trying to understand things, and like part of me just wishes that like with everything like going on, like if there is corruption and stuff like that, like I would much rather just like keep my head down and just like wake up and be like, oh, it's such a wonderful day. I'm going to live my wonderful life. Even if the world's burning around me, I would like I think that's like why I enjoy Disney so much too, is because like I feel like I'm an escapist. I don't even know if that's a term.
No, that is a term. I think that's not necessarily a bad idea, but and this is definitely influenced by the fact that I listen to so much Tim Dillon because all he does is like complain about things, but I think there's an important difference between keeping your head down and like purposefully ignoring everything and knowing what's going on and then still living your life like day to day, like being aware of like, oh yeah, there are child sex cults being run by, you know, large like groups and billionaires, which is like all real. Like that's not even controversial to say. It's like you could just live your life ignoring that, or you could live your life and know about that, so that when it does come time to act. So like, I guess the way to put it is, if you ignore it the entire time of like your entire life, then you'll never act on any injustices. But if you keep like hearing about them and remembering them, at some point it'll build up, and then if you do need to act, you can make that action.
I get that. I think it's trying to find the balance, which is the hardest part.
Yeah, it's very hard to like, and I mean, not that most conspiracy theories Alex Jones believes in are true, but
you
for
just
the ones that he does,
this video by...
yeah, probably. But for the, but he believes that they're all real, and that clearly takes like a
mental toll
him.
on you, 100%.
Yeah.
Like
that's why he's always crazy, like always acting crazy. Probably for the camera too.
Pretty wacky, a little zany sometimes. I would even
a little
say.
Zany sometimes.
No, he needs.
You're a
little
Zany.
He needs a Xanax. Could you imagine? Could you imagine Alex Jones on a Xanax, just like sitting there and be like,
he walks into Joe Rogan's studio. He's like, "I just took a Xan.
13 hours to lie on it."
Oh, you know this guy Drake.
Drake X Alex Jones. God plan.
Alright, so Astroworld. It's actually perpetrated by the government.
Astroworld, my planet, my home. And then you just
he's worshipping demons.
And then you just have Travis Scott in the background, like,
he's like,
but he's like scared. It's he's in the Batman costume.
Like, you ever see those memes where it's like the genius lyrics of a song, and it's like Playboy Cardi. It's like, there will be a virus in Wuhan. Ooh ooh. Like, it's like, it will be perpetrated by the Chinese government. Yeah.
And it's like, oh my god, Playboy Cardi predicted in 2020. Actually, have you seen Ryan Reynolds' most recent YouTube videos?
No, what are they about?
So Ryan Reynolds sometimes just puts out like sketch comedy on YouTube, which is really funny. And right now he has like this little mini series he's doing, and it's like, oh, the perfect couple, and it's like 2020, and then falling in love with like Satan, but it's like this giant, dramatically large, like giant horns, like a ton of prosthetic face, like goat half legs, and then like this casual woman named 2020, and it's all about like their dates, and like, oh, what if today we created a virus that like killed a bunch of people, and Satan's like, I think I'm in love. Like, it's just like how like shitty this year has been.
Have you seen any of Kevin James's short films or short like clips on YouTube?
Kevin James, like
Paul Blart Mall Cop?
Yeah, no, I did not know he had short.
Yeah, he does.
Fun fact, my mom went to college with him. He went to Cortland.
Really?
Yeah, Kevin James went to Cortland. SUNY schools.
That's so strange.
Like, my mom, I think, has said she's like been at a party that Kevin James was at. Well, like they were there at the same time.
Did she make out with him?
I wish. What if Kevin James is my father? That's why I'm so funny.
How quickly would you ditch your Robert?
No, I would not think about it. For Paul Blart Mall Cop. Yeah. And the guy from We Bought a... Wait, is he in We Bought a Zoo? Or is he... No, the Zookeeper was the one he was watching.
Yeah. And,
yeah. He's in Zookeeper.
That other movie. The fat white man. I don't know. That's
like,
what it is.
It really is. It's like, he's in Grown Ups.
He is in Grown Ups. He is in Grown Ups. And Grown Ups 2.
Grown Ups 2 is such a fall off from Grown Ups 1.
It is.
But Shaq's in it. So everyone in Grown Ups, the reason I love...
You ever seen Kazam?
No, but let me explain to you...
Do you know what Kazam is?
Yes, but let me explain to you why Grown Ups 2 is one of the greatest movies of all time. Everyone is playing that movie as if they know it's a cash grab, because they're like, oh, Grown Ups 1 made a ton of money. We're just, like, we didn't want to make this movie, but we're making it because, like, the studios make us. Except for Shaq. Shaq is acting his ass off the entire movie, trying his hardest to play his character. Everyone else is, like, calling it in, but Shaq is grinding the entire film. And it just, once you watch it with that mentality, the movie becomes fantastic. Like, I've watched it twice since I've thought about that, and it's just, like, it's just Shaq doing the most, and everyone else being like, yeah, you know, I'm Adam Sandler, I'm here. So at one point, there was, there's so you know Turner, like the channel like for TV. Yeah. So they owned like a Counter-Strike like tournament organizing team, and the people that I watched like Thorne and Thorne. Yeah.
So Turner had like on basketball and then also E-League like the major. So like they went from like Counter-Strike, like those people talking about it, to then like Shaquille O'Neal and like other basketball people.
Charles Barkley. And
Before they threw it over to Shaq, like Thorne and somebody else were like making fun of Shaq for his terrible acting in Kazam and like just roasting him, and then Shaq got really mad at him. Like, oh, you boys come over here, come to this table. Like, he was like actually.
I respect Shaq so much because he just like puts himself out there and goes 100%.
No, I don't respect Shaq at all. I do not respect Shaq at all. For him, you know how easy it is for him to put himself out there? He's like 6'7", 6'8".
Look up a video of him DJing. Look up a picture of him DJ.
He innately, in existing, he puts himself out there because he's so big.
Yeah, but he accepts it. Like you don't hear Jeremy Lin putting himself out there, or like any like other tall person.
Mike.
The Mountain, like you don't see like the Mountain being like,
Mike.
oh, I'm gonna be a DJ. Look up a video of Shaq DJ. He kills the tracks.
No, listen. You should see. We need to go see Kenny Beats DJ live sometime.
I didn't know he DJ'd live. I'd love to.
He does.
Rolling the roll.
Shaq DJ. DJ Diesel.
Yeah, it's his name. We all watch all 51 minutes of him DJing at Tomorrowland.
Wow, the crowd is loving it. Oh.
Dude. No, he's at Tomorrowland.
He is telling
it. Look how large he is. He's in the crowd. He's doing crowd work.
He is a large man. But
I didn't.
Shaq, I know you're listening to this.
Shaq attack.
Don't take it personally, kid.
Yeah, hey,
there's no big deal.
You got dreams, we got dreams too. And you know how you can support these dreams? By subscribing. See how I segued there?
That was good. That was good.
I noticed that a quarter of you who watch our YouTube videos are not subscribed.
We need like the image statistic that everybody uses.
I'm not that good at editing yet. I'm not there.
You just put it in.
No,
you just gotta put it in.
I have to put it into actual editing software. I haven't gotten there yet.
If there are any editors out there who are looking for a job that pays nothing, we are the people.
We'll pay with joy, knowledge,
virtual
experience,
friendship.
Oh, we're peaking a little bit there.
Virtual friendship.
Let's go turn down the gain a little
Society.
bit. Yeah, no. If you really want to like get some experience in the field, here's your chance.
This is the field. We are the field.
Yeah, we are. Build it and they will come. And we are the field of dreams.
We are the way,
the
truth,
the
and the
life. We are the children. I think that's a Black Eyed Peas song.
I was quoting Jesus.
So same thing. What is Will.i.am up to, you think, these days?
What is
or any of the
better
other
question?
Black
What
Eyed
is
Peas?
Mike Will Made up to these days?
Mike Will just replaying all of Miley Cyrus's bangers 23. In the club, high on perk with my J's on. Miley Cyrus, if you're listening, I mean,
if you're high on perk in the chat, please let us know.
Please send a pog this way.
Yeah, put a pog in chat if you're smoking Percocets.
Leave a pog in the comments. Chasing the Dragon. Oh,
we should have named that our podcast.
Chasing the Dragon? No, I don't want to relate it to smoking Percocets.
Why?
Because my mom's like one of our main supporters.
One of our 3 viewers. If you're a mother and you would like some Percocet out there, I know that's at least Bonnie and Anita. That's 2 right there. She need to find some Percocet.
Actually, I did remember what I came in wanting to show you. Well, one of the things I wanted to show you. So Universal in February is debuting their new park, the new part of their park. No. It's Nintendo Land. And just look up the video of like how this park looks. It looks like it goes hard. I'm not gonna lie.
Nintendo Land. This is a game.
No. Universal Japan. Yeah. No, I don't want the game. I didn't know there was a game called Nintendo Land.
Sounds like a terrible game.
Yeah.
What, this?
Yeah. That's the part.
Not copyrighted music at all. Oh, this looks great.
I know. They already started on the.
This looks fake though.
No, that's what the park looks like.
Oh, this looks so cool.
They already started on the expansion for the Donkey Kong roller coaster you're gonna get.
Oh man, this would be sick to go to.
And they have blocks that, like, when you go around, you can punch them, and you have a bracelet on it. It gives you coins. Like, you can keep track of your coins.
This is epic. This is truly
Hashtag epic. We are Mario. And like if, depending on how you score, in like the Mario Kart games, in the game that like you can actually control the cart in the game, depending on like if you win the race, like it keeps track of it on your bracelet. And like it's 3D, and there's like some real elements and some like 3D elements to it, but the 3D glasses is like a Mario cap that has glasses in the front of it.
So what do you think about the integration of virtual reality into amusement parks?
Oh, I think it's gonna be massive. I think VR is the next, like, I think that's the next step into amusement park moving forward.
I think more broadly the next step in society is virtual reality. What do you think? Do you think virtual reality is going to come first, or do you think that telepathic communication through technology?
Virtual reality.
What makes you say that?
Because you already have places like The Void, which is a company that sets up like basically in abandoned warehouses, and they give you like a VR, like I don't even know if it's HTC Vive or what it is.
There's a lot of them out there.
Yeah, and they give you like a pack, and you basically go around like the warehouse, and you're entirely in the VR, and you're walking freely because the cords are all wireless, and so like it'll be like, all right, in this section you're picking up a gun, and like they'll give you like a fake gun, and so like but it'll be on the table in front of you, and so they'll have the table presented, and you pick up the gun, and there's an actual like fake gun in your hand, but it's like actually shooting real bullets. And like in different sections they'll be like, all right, you're gonna have to like climb up this incline, and like really it's just like 2 feet off the ground, but like if you look down, like it looks like you're gonna fall to your death.
Yeah. Do you remember that video I showed you where it was 88 Rising rappers, and it was like them in VR, and they had to go save a dog on top of a building on like a board or something? Exactly.
Like that's what it's like. So like it tricks your mind already into thinking that you're in a precarious situation. So I think it's easier to trick the mind than to rework it for telepathic communication. Because I think of most of what we do now is just tricking the mind.
So the thing that I think VR, I would place a safe bet on VR becoming relevant quicker. Although it wouldn't be like a surprise if it was instead like Neuralink and that thing, because VR is kind of, and I'm not like super research into it, but from my understanding, it's kind of hitting a roadblock in terms of affordability and what they can do. I know that I was watching a video of, it was like a small group of developers, and they were working on a VR game. What they could do was amazing. Like you could interact with anything in their game, and there was a lot of things to do. Like you could grab anything and like move around however you wanted. That was really cool. But I think VR, it's still gonna be a while before it's properly integrated into society. You know, like who has the money to buy VR? Well, not most people.
Even to put it into perspective, in to loop it back around the theme parks, is there's Smuggler's Run in Disney, which is the Millennium Falcon ride, and it's using a gaming engine to project a screen, and you live like shoot the guns and stuff like that, and like it keeps track of how you like score and stuff, and basically like it rotates, so like you're in this like basically like, giant VR chamber kind of thing. And it rotates, so like depending on how well you do, there's like I think 5 different exit points where it shows different amount of damages to the Millennium Falcon. So like if you're doing really bad, it'll rotate you to like the last one, and you come out and like the entire Millennium Falcon looks like in shambles. Mm-hmm. And like but the problem they're running into is both having I think it's the amount of processing power without like completely building a whole nother like area to like house a unit for the computer to run like the
why do they put it underneath
technology. There is that, but they're also running into a problem with the frames per second. Like that's like to make it feel realistic, because right now it feels like you're just playing a video game. It does not feel like a lot of people complain about that ride, because like it's a cool ride, it's a cool concept, but it just feels like you're playing a video game.
So what do they have? What are the FPS right now? Is it 60?
I have no clue off the top of my head.
Because I think just from my experience, it needs to be like at least 144 for it to not be
it's
noticeable.
Probably like it's probably like very high, but like it's in the context, it's probably very high, but trying to keep it at that high rate for the entire time is a problem. And they said they're still working on the ride. Like, they released it, but like they're like, we can update it. Like, it's mostly computerized, so like we can like update it and try and figure out like a better solution for like the frames and like how to keep this looking as best it could. And like that's what they're kind of running into right now, is just because the other ride they built there is just like insane, and so everyone's like, oh, like you have like one really bad ride which they opened up at first, and like everyone's like, oh, Galaxy Edge sucks, and then they opened up the second ride, and it's honestly one of the best rides I've ever been on in my entire life. It is an experience.
Have you been on the Jackrabbit before?
No, so I'm gonna go into it now. So
no, don't make most of this podcast about theme parks.
No. But this still has like, I mean, this has interesting aspects of like VR and projection that like you are saying.
Astral projection.
Kind of. Like for sections, they like project onto like a piece of like wood, like what the wall would look like. And then when you're being shot at by like the stormtroopers and they like shoot the wall, they turn off the projection, and then it's just like it looks like it's blown out. So like as like you see in the projection the laser hit the wall, the projection turns off, and then it shows behind the projection the entire time was just like a piece of wood that like made it look like it was like broken up, but since it was being projected on there, so it looks like the laser did it. And like there's stuff like that throughout the entire ride. It's like 4 different ride systems. It's really insane, and like I almost didn't even get on the ride because you have to like go in the virtual queue, and you have to like queue up right in the morning, and my family was not on the ball with it. And I was, and I got really upset with them. And then we went at the second time, and we were like the last group to get on for the day.
Oh.
But like I was like pacing up and down because like we didn't know if we were gonna get on. They're like up and down, like if they were gonna be able to if they're gonna have time to get us on before the park closed. So I was pacing up and down because I had avoided videos and podcasts all about this ride because I wanted it to be a surprise, and I wanted to like, I heard it was amazing, so I wanted to just like go in completely blind. Like, you know, like movies not having spoilers.
Yeah.
Same concept. So I'm pacing up and down thinking like, man, I didn't listen to like 3 different videos on this. I didn't watch anything, and now I'm not going to be able to ride it. I'm not going to be able to come back. I'm like, my parents are like calming me down. I'm like, no, this is going to suck. I need to get on this ride. And they're like, yeah, group 39, you're going to be the last group. And we were group 39. I was like, yeah. I was so hyped. And we got on, and I was like, yeah, it was definitely worth the wait and worth the panic, and the entire area is really cool, and I just love all that stuff, really. It's probably
Disney?
too much. Yeah. They're building a new roller coaster. It's gonna be done in October.
Oh my god. So why do you love Disney so much, Jake? I've never fully understood why you like
The escapist in me. It's Disney. Well, I've gone there since I was a child.
Well, so what propels your escapism?
It's not. So the escapism I feel like has come in my older years. So as a child, of course, I love Disney because like, oh, like it's Mickey.
Yeah,
it's
when you're a kid, you're living an escapist life. Like,
yeah,
you have no idea
exactly.
what's going on. You don't pay bills. Like,
but the fact that like you walk in, like for like the Magic Kingdom, like you walk in and you look forward, and there's the castle, and it's all forced perspective, and I know it's all forced perspective. Like it's not as big as it's supposed to be, but like they're pumping in smells, but like it just, there's a sense of like calm, and like everyone who works in Disney is working, it feels like, I don't know if they're personally, but it feels like working for your happiness. They just want you to have the best experience you can have. And that's half the reason why I've always wanted to work for Disney, because I want to give other people that experience of feeling that happiness. It's like I want to like, because it's like a feeling you get. Like you just get there and it's like nostalgic, and it just feels like you can like take a breath and just go and just like let your mind, like you don't have to worry in that moment.
So is there anything else that you're the same way about?
No, like there's a certain feeling, and it doesn't have to be the parks, it doesn't have to be, it's just like staying at the resorts, hearing like the ambiance music that they have, and like the campground. I love like the fact that like when people say something to you, it's followed up by like any coworker, it's followed up with have a magical day. Like I don't know why, but it just makes me feel so happy. Like it's just like a lot of people who work at Disney, and I believe this wholeheartedly, work at Disney because they care and they want other people to have a good experience.
I mean, I'll take your. I would guess otherwise, but I'll take your word for it because you know much more about Disney than I do.
Because if you don't, you're not going to be in public relations with people. Like, they're not going to have you there. If you don't, like, you'll very, like, rarely find. If you have any complaint about anything, most of the employees will immediately be on it trying to help. Like,
so it's like Wegmans.
Yeah, it's like Wegmans in that, like, in the fact that, like, everyone's there. It feels like to help you and, like, make sure, and, like, and it's small things too.
So is Wegmans the Disney of the grocery world?
It's small things too, though. Like if when it's your birthday, you get a happy birthday pin, and every one of the employees, whenever you pass them, wishes you a happy birthday. Like it's like, it just feels like a happier community, and like it's, you can definitely feel like people care, and like it doesn't feel like I have a very, very, as you know, nihilistic outlook on the world. And the only time I don't really feel that is when I'm in Disney.
Yeah, and I mean, like clearly the people, like the workers, I mean, clearly they don't like care if it's like your birthday, but it is nice to be around. Well, at least I would imagine it's nice to be around people, like everybody, and that's kind of like when I was going into 7th grade, like choosing McQuaid was like a huge choice, but like because I went to McQuaid, McQuaid was such like a community where like it didn't matter who you were, you're kind of accepted, and that's what I really liked. So I feel like you're being
infiltrated right at the end.
Hello. Come in.
Would you like to say a message at the end?
We were saying some, important and deep things.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. No, we were just talking about you.
Yeah. Oh, lovely.
Dylan, would you like to do our outro?
Well, we can go for a little bit more. We can have Dylan hop on the tail end.
Yeah, we can. Yeah.
Grab that bungee chair. Yeah.
Hey, can you not cuss? My mom watches this.
Sorry.
We had a surprise guest as I come back from the cut, because we cut.
Yeah, we definitely cut.
Remind me to cut this.
Jeez.
I'm our editor, and it's.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
You let Jake edit?
Well, it's like I could edit and probably maybe do better, and maybe like learn a software, or I could do no work.
And then let me.
So the logical choice would be to do no work.
Yes.
And do it. I've been suffering through trying to learn how to edit, and it is god awful.
I finally have a responsibility.
So like,
you got a PC finally?
Yeah. So I have like a setup. I have a dual monitor.
Yeah, I think
setup.
I saw it. Didn't you send a picture or something?
Yeah. And so I like the last video I put up, I did like one slight edit to, and normally it would take me like a day to process that entire thing and get it up in HD. I had it done in 30 minutes.
I gotta get a PC, honestly.
I was about to say.
The laptop game is just not it anymore.
No, it's not.
Early on it was fine, but now it just doesn't run anything.
If you're already gonna drop 500 on like a gaming console, then why not add like an extra 300 and get a good PC?
Yeah, that's the same as like buying a Mac.
Yeah,
that doesn't run anything besides what they want you to run.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I'm gonna buy a PS5. Let me drop $500, or I can just spend a little bit more and get something that can run almost every game.
Every game, yeah, literally.
Did you not park behind the Traverse?
No, I didn't.
You didn't. Okay, good.
No. I think I parked next to you, maybe, if you drove.
No,
I can't drive.
Seizure boy.
Nice.
Seizure boy.
Seizure boy.
No, it's so bad. I hate not being. I love.
So
driving.
who dropped you off?
My mom.
Your mom?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's cute.
I remember back in the day when my mom used to drive us around after middle school.
Yeah.
Nothing's more demeaning than when my dad wants to come and I sit in the back seat like I'm a 5-year-old.
Oh, no.
And I'm like sitting there like, oh, where's the DVD player so I can watch Alvin and the Chipmunks while I sit in the back of the car?
Dude, we used to always watch Rush Hour. We've seen Seth Jack and I have seen Rush Hour 1 like 500 times, and also The Waterboy with Adam Sandler.
See, for me it was like Alvin and the Chipmunks.
Did I ever tell you I met the guy that isn't Jackie Chan? Whatever.
Chris Tucker.
Chris Tucker. I met Chris Tucker at the airport.
Yeah, at the airport. Yeah.
It was pretty crazy. My mom's like, "That's the black guy from Rush Hour," and I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "Who?" And it was Chris Tucker.
Because you're Puerto Rican, you can't be racist.
She couldn't remember his name. That's all she could say.
No, Chris Tucker's hilarious, but he's kind of dropped off the map. I think,
his career is kind of.
I don't think I've ever seen Rush Hour. I'm not gonna lie.
Really
good. It is really good.
There's a bunch. How many are there? Like
three. I like the first, second ones are great. The third one's like, but it's
like
good.
most. Like
yeah,
trilogies.
Except for The Hangover. I didn't.
The Hangover is hilarious.
The Dark Knight.
That's true. They just got better at.
Yeah, they did. The first one was the worst one.
Yeah.
It still wasn't horrible.
No, it definitely isn't.
Yeah,
but,
like, I've
when you
gone
line
back
up
to
against
watch it,
Dark
it's
Knight
enjoyable.
Rises and
Like that was like the
Dark Knight
foundation,
Returns.
and then it peaked, and then it kind of dropped a little bit, but not by much. in
Yeah,
my
true.
opinion.
It definitely the third one's held up. I think by definitely by Tom Hardy's Bane.
Yeah.
That's a phenomenal.
I just got for it. Oh, you weren't in our class, but Tim did that for his speech. For
It was
English.
so good.
When we all had to do, what was it, like 5-minute
Yeah.
speeches?
It was like a
For
segment
Stumble.
from like a movie or something.
Movie, or like, I did
And-
JFK.
I did so.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah.
I did a section of Donald Glover's weirdo stand-up.
Oh
I remember you
no!
did.
And in front of Stoffel, I had to say the line, if you're a Republican and you're 30, you're probably going to be a Republican for the rest of your life. If you're a Democrat and you're 30, you're probably going to be a Democrat for the rest of your life. If you're a girl and you don't get blowjobs and you're 30, crawl up with your 9 Cats and your Twilight DVDs because you're going to die alone. And I had to
That's a
look
fact and a half.
I had to look up Stoffel in the eyes.
Another
Wow,
special guest.
wow.
No,
Wow.
Listen, last time
Wow.
I did this.
No, come
the
in.
whole thing had
Come
to
in.
be
Come
trash.
Yeah, I know.
This is a bad
So
idea.
you guys wouldn't have seen this video, but we did do a podcast with this person who's coming in right now, Ryan, and
Oh,
then
God.
also one of our other friends. But we decided
It's gonna be a
it was
Patreon
the
exclusive
wise
episode.
choice to not release that publicly because of the content discussed on the podcast. It was a mature decision, and I think you guys would appreciate it, and my future definitely appreciate
Many
it.
sodas were drank during the podcast,
Oh,
which
yes.
affected our
I would never.
State of mind.
What
I don't
are you
even like
talking
soda, I
about?
just
like the
drink water.
sparkling apple juice from Wegmans. That
Like
hits
the
different.
Izzy,
Cherry
the
bubblies.
Izzy.
Oh my God.
No,
Yes, get in here.
Don't
Get
you
in
like
here.
the
Where do
bubblies?
you want me? There's
Get
nowhere
in,
to sit.
get in,
You want
get
me on
in.
your
You
lap?
can sit on my
No.
lap.
I drank 3 Mountain Dew Code Reds and it was just over for me.
Dude,
I
got the
don't-
Baja
Right.
Blast limited
Listen,
edition.
I will sit on your
Look, there's
bins
a
and
there's a
break
pillow
another
right there.
Oh, okay. Where do you want me to put the
Perch up
On the
there.
ground.
Pillow?
No, put it on the
Like,
ground.
on the
We
ground.
could just
Like a
lie
cat.
down. we
Well,
went
let's
for
get
an
Ryan
hour.
in for
Yeah,
one
yeah.
good.
No, it's okay. Please, I
Little
don't want. You
stints.
don't want to have to trash.
No,
this
get in.
podcast.
It's already too late. It's
Ryan,
already
just,
too late.
just throw your
There's nowhere
face.
to get in.
Go
Ryan,
on.
Ryan,
Okay.
throw our outro. Throw our outro.
I don't know.
We don't have a distinct
How
Cut,
can
outro.
cut,
you be
cut, cut.
in this friend
Oh,
group?
okay.
What's wrong with you?
Thank you
Tripping
for
over
watching the NoCare podcast.
Thank you for watching the NoCare
Thank
podcast.
you for watching the
Thank you.
NoCare
Thank
podcast.
you.
Thank you for watching
Thanks,
the NoCare
guys.
podcast. If you're not subscribed, subscribe.
Yes, please.
Leave a comment, like, send it to your friends, please. I need validation.
To your ex-boyfriends, girlfriends.
Oh, please,
trans-
actually send this episode, send the LMFAO edition episode to your ex.
Yeah.
They'll never see it coming, and they'll realize
And it would be really funny.
they realize
So
that like
good.
you're sorry for party rocking.
Yeah.
On that note,
All right. Time to edit.
all right.